Okay. I'm not sure why all of a sudden that ticked off. Probably good that I can't just be like, what happened to your baby? That'd be pretty messed up. Have you seen anything strange lately? Is it strange? Oh, I'm just the cook, sir. Couldn't be involved in any sort of strangeness if I tried. I mean, more the general ghostly sense, miss. Oh. Seen far more than I'd like then, sir. Air is so thick with ghosts, I sometimes worry about mixing one into the soup.
I'll leave you.
Don't mind me. He must be at one of these. Yep.
Father Sinnott.
Don't play coy with me, child. I saw you come this way last night during the ball. Did you find it? A secret way, further down.
Aye, no. I came here following somebody myself. I didn't know of it before. What are you looking for?
This is not the only secret buried beneath these grounds.
What brought you to the catacombs? I suppose you have me over the proverbial barrel. You might think this very strange, Mr. Ward, but I'm searching for something. An entity called an Aeon, though you might think of it as an angel of sorts. I believe one resides here on the grounds. I'm hoping these catacombs will lead me to it.
I'll take.
Go with God.
Suppose I should go to the library then, because there was that one Blake who I could research. What is this? Baking soda. That was like a can of beans. This was the wrong way. Maybe it's just here. Whoa. I don't remember. Was it Norman Blake? Strange, there's no record of a Norman Blake. Where did I learn that at? Don't know. What was the one that was it? No. No. Sure. Somebody else I can talk about that for? So does everything when discussing not actually show everything?
Hello?
Oh, this... Keep forgetting that I can change this. No one, that's what I've been missing. It's been basically a waste, it feels like.
I'll leave.
Well, back to the priest in the catacombs. First, I should talk to her.
Sir? Or is that everything? Do you speak often with Mr. Doyle? I didn't used to, sir, not after the last porter. Well, I wouldn't talk to him for love nor money. I feel awful bad about it now, but I've been trying to be better, and I think he's... I was gonna say he's a good man, but no, he's annoying, sir, just in a good way, huh? He looks out for me, and I not see a hair harmed on his head. Besides, Miss Dean seems to think he's okay, so that would make me feel better about using my words with him more. Braver.
I'll leave.
Oh,
Yes.
Have you met the porter, Mr. Doyle? Of course, he took my bags to my room for me. Is that it, huh?
I'll take my.
Go with.
Who told me about Norman Blake? Talk to Mr. Blake first and then Mr. O'Meara.
Ah.
Has the porter, Mr. Doyle, been here long? No, nor did I see him staying here much longer. The staff are like a family to one another, but he does not seem to feel that way. I do not need friction under my roof. Mrs. Joyce is your housekeeper, yes? The housekeeper, yes, though not just that. Since my wife's passing, Mrs. Joyce has carried the burden of being Walter's caretaker. With no children of her own, she moved here full-time after her husband's passing. I'm grateful for her. I love the boy, but I am no mother. Mr. Hunter X is both a stable master and groundsman, yes? The man is a powerhouse. It is the work of 5 men around here. I have offered to bring in some support for him, but he loves the work and the solitude it provides.
If you'll excuse me.
Of course. You again.
Mr. O'Meara, did you fight with Miss Dean on Tuesday in the hedge maze? This is important. Right, okay, yes, we fought. Is that why you didn't go after her later that evening? Yes, I thought she had drank herself stupid and she'd wake up in the hedge the next day and regret everything. What did you fight over? Well, lots of things. She was drunk when I met her. She'd been drinking all day. She came to me and said something or somebody was after her. Not psychically, maybe. Spiritually? Astrally? As I say, she was drunk and unclear. She couldn't see their face, she said, but they had a Christian aura or something. She was specific on that point. I chalked it up to an overindulgence, told her to go sober up in her room, and she did not like that. Why did she come to you? We were engaged, or rather I wanted us to be. I asked her to marry me. We'd been courting. I wanted to make it official. She didn't want to be caged down, didn't need a man to protect her, all of that. So naturally, when she came to me for help, I threw it in her face and left. On seeing her later, I called out and she ignored me. Still furious, I assumed, so I left her be. Of course, I didn't expect to not see her the following day. I took some food up to her room, but well, I forgot where she was staying. Then I forgot that I forgot, until I saw you at her door. It all came back, and I panicked. I thought maybe I was responsible for her disappearance. Then I thought maybe you would think that, but I love her, Mr. Ward. You should know that. I just want her safe. I'll see to it that she is. Thank you. This has been helpful.
I'll be off, Mr.
Don't let me.
Okay. Miss Dean fought with Mr. O'Meara when he wait. Oh, rejected. Her plea for help?
So, Miss Dean was asking for help as Mr. O'Mara refused her plea because she previously turned down a marriage proposal from him. He felt he had offered to protect her then, and she turned away from him. This was his form of poetic revenge. He says she stormed off then, and they only saw her once more. What does this tell me about the culprit? Yes, Miss Dean's... Well, given the location, I'm sure most people are Catholic or Protestant, but there are likely... Now on to the other mysteries I am faced with. There are more of the grounds to explore now. I have picked up another... I wonder if there... And if not...
Batal O'Meara fought with her. He had asked for help from a Christian presence, but refused out of pettiness. Let's see. Catholic. Catholic. Nothing about religion. Protestant. They are not in mourning. Catholic. Catholic. I mean, I definitely have narrowed it down. There's some that, like, seems unlikely to be one of them, but you never know. I'm really starting to suspect Seamus Doyle. He seems to have periods of time where he can't remember what he's doing. Well, I suppose I should look at the timetable and see who there is that I can chat with. Ballroom, hedge maze, I've already talked to them. Missing. Talk to her. I haven't talked to her. Talk to him, talk to him. I haven't talked to him, but I don't know why I would. That's it. When does the seance start? I have until 9 p.m. 3 p.m. is going to be a big one, finding stuff in the basement, hopefully. There's also the talks of Irish mythology at 3. She'll be in the catacombs. Okay. He'll be at the stables. Could talk to him there. He's the speaker. I don't think there's really anything left for me to do right now. Might be time to just go ahead and hit one of those timers. Hopefully I don't regret it. This is a big hour. Gotta confront Dara. Gotta go to the talk. Gotta go to the basement. Which hopefully will unlock the private residence. You know?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Dr. Rory Callahan, and I'm pleased to see you all here. I'd like to give my thanks, first of all, to you good people for attending this talk of mine, and to the Marquess for inviting me to speak. I'm going to talk to you today about the mythology of Ireland, the generations of mythical figures that were said to walk this land before us, and the story of our forefathers, as legend tells it, and how they secured our place here on this small part of the planet that we call home. It'll help you to understand that there are 4 cycles in Irish mythology. First, there's the mythological cycle. It concerns the most ancient reaches of our mythology, a time when a godlike race, the Tuatha Dé Danann,
Tuatha Dé Danann.
they shared this land with the Aoishi, or the fair folk, of which my aunt has already spoken to you. Secondly, there is the Ulster cycle, which took place around the birth of Christ. It mostly concerns the warfare of the regional kingdoms that made up what we now know as Ireland. The third cycle is the Fenian cycle, which focuses less on gods and their ilk, or even royalty. It concerns itself with the exploits of hunters and bards, especially the Fianna, led by the hero Fionn McCool.
Ian McCool?
And finally, there is the fourth cycle, the cycle of kings. This cycle, as you may guess, tells the story of the kings of Ireland, often with a moral to their story about the qualities that are desirable or undesirable in a king.
You know, I'm starting to think there just are no rules.
Even after the first cycle, where they're seen most often, the Tuatha Dé Danann occur in many tales throughout Irish mythology. They're not gods in the Christian sense. They do not have the same level of power, nor are they all-knowing. Rather, they're more akin to the gods found in ancient Greece or Rome. They are understood to have dominion over certain aspects of life, yes, but they were also understood to exist in a form possible for mortals to encounter. Their plans, as we find in these myths, can be waylaid or circumvented by wily heroes. Indeed, many is the god that has died at human hands, or close enough to how we see death for it to be functionally the same in our eyes. Which brings me to the Milesians. The Milesians, our ancestors, at least for those Irish in the room, did not start their story in Ireland, but were a group of people who had travelled the earth for many hundreds of years. They came from Iberia, first led by a man named Each, who met with the 3 High Kings of Ireland, members of the Tuatha Dé Danann. He also met his end in Ireland, though the myths do not agree as to who or what killed him. Regardless, descendants of his brother's line, the 3 brothers, Amergin, Eramon, and Eberfin, would later come to Ireland seeking the vengeance for Eoch's death. To do so, their forces travelled to the royal capital of Ireland to confront the kings he held responsible for their uncle's demise. The Milesians and the High Kings negotiated a truce, in which the Milesians would stay 3 days anchored offshore in their fleet. But it was a trick. The Tuatha Dé Danann conjured a storm to wreck their foe's fleet. However, Amergin was a legendary poet and calmed the winds with magical verse. Those ships that outlasted the storms took again to land, and after great wars were waged, the survivors negotiated their peace. When offered half the land, the Milesians agreed, and cunningly took the upper half, relegating the Tuatha Dé Danann to the other world below. The land above was divided by Amergin between his brothers, giving the north to Erin and the south to Eberfin. They became the new High Kings of Ireland, then known in the Irish tongue as Era, in tribute to one of the sovereignty goddesses of old. Thank you all so much for listening. I hope this gives you an understanding of where we've come from, of the kind of people we are. A people who cannot be wiped out, who can overcome any force and the tricks they may use. A people who will not stop until this land is theirs once more.
Nice. I've given them some time. I wonder if the staff have finished moving those boxes in the
I
basement
should
yet.
close the mystery of the basement's secrets. If I can form...
I doubt that I can, but I will look. Nope. Definitely prioritize the basement because what's his name was going to be at the stables for 2 hours, I think. It'd be good if I could get into the private residence now. Although I guess I don't know where the housekeeper's at. She could be over there right now, but Mr. Blake was right there, so. Women's dormitory, servants' hall. There's someone in the wine cellar. Doesn't sound like there's anyone inside. Different, more specific key. Sounds like there's someone on the other side. Doesn't sound like there's anyone on the other side. Different, more specific key. Locked and hasn't been open in a while. Is that a dead rabbit? Oh. Boiler room, laundry room, east corridor. Into the kitchen. An extensive guide on household management. It contains detailed instructions on cooking, childcare, and cleaning. Water to the quantity of 1 bucket. 1 piece of soap broken. This is for its lye. 1 dash of ethanol. 2 scoops of powdered chlorine as are required. Seems to be everything. Few substances could survive all those chemicals, I'm sure. Recipe for cleaning solution. I think I'll take this with me. It's stuck. More than that, there's something sticky keeping it that way. Smells like treacle. A tin bucket. The staff must use it for mopping and the like. Little of interest. Dumbwaiter. This must lead up to the dining room. Nothing. Nothing catches my eye. Cleaning supplies. Pots, bottles. Pots and pans. It's locked and hasn't been opened in a while. I suspect there's nothing I need from here. Okay, so I need to make that cleaning solution. 2 parts chlorine to 1 part soap, mixed with a dash of ethanol and a bucket of water. Substitutes can be used. I don't even know where I'd go to get the water. I guess the laundry room or The boiler room, maybe? Locked and hasn't been opened in a while. Things for the washing of clothes. The laundry must be no small feat with all these guests. A fair few of these are needed for the recipe I found. If I had ethanol or some other strong alcohol, I could make a cleaning solution with this. I need ethanol. Could I take this stuff from the men's dormitory? There was some alcohol in the groundsman's dresser, I'm pretty sure. A bottle of good quality brandy. Hopefully that's good enough. Let's put these to use. Did I do it? Mix the correct ingredients if I am to make a cleaning solution. Bucket of water. Broken piece of lye. Nope. Water, lye. Oh. There, that's all the recipe called for. I'll take this with me. Seems like everything. Maybe it's best I move on and not push my luck by being here any longer. What's gonna be in this? So if I just rub this over where it seems stuck. Nice. Nothing catches my eye. Various recipe and housekeeping books. Hold up, what's this? A book on incantations. There's a note written inside. Your possibilities are only limited by your vision. To get you started, Evelyn. Was Miss Dean trying to teach Miss Murphy some magic? And what's this? There's a section that lists techniques for seeing people through magic. The words, I can't do this without you, have been scrawled over it. But who was Murphy trying so desperate to see? Probably her child that she was forced to give up. A chef's apron. It seems there's something inside one of the pockets. This could be a key for the women's dormitory. Best move on. Wasn't there someone in the women's dormitory? I'm gonna have to come back here at the end of the hour. Oh no, there's no one in here. I guess it was the servants' quarters there was somebody in. Wow, this is much nicer. An incomplete letter. Cousin, thank you for sending me these newspaper articles. You have no idea how useful they've proven to be. The remains of a torn page with various notes on it. The main one reads, I know Miss Dean didn't leave, but where did she go? Something needs to be done to make sure she's okay, but it also has, why can't I remember? And have to protect the poor lass written on it too. The spiral sigil is also here with leave me alone written besides it. That was clearly written by the, what's his name? Seamus, the porter. A photo of Caitlin's husband. On the back it says Colm Joyce, 1842 to 1892. Despite his passing a few years ago, she still keeps his photo beside her bed. Ooh. The death certificate of Colm Joyce. Mrs. Joyce's late husband, perhaps. A lockbox with a sequence of strange patterns. I wonder what's inside. Okay, I have part of this somewhere. Of course, it wouldn't, Oh, there it is. So, that one, don't know. That one. Hold on. Okay, third one is the circles. Fourth one, I mean. What? Pouch of old wedding rings. Each is engraved with a little number, perhaps for milestone anniversaries. Can it be literally anything? Nothing. A rattle for an infant. Paper stained with cooking ingredients. I can see some symbols here, but most are smudged and incoherent. The little writing here is hard to understand. I can only make out a few words. Baby money and what I think reads remember. Learned symbolic code. Is it gonna... Oh, I didn't think to do this. Nope. Office. Hershey letter. It's signed by Mr. Varley. Search the manager's office. Letter to the manager. It's a double plus. I guess it could be 6 even though there's 5. No, don't do that. Yep. The purse has ED monogrammed on it. There's quite a significant amount of money in here. What other secrets does this trunk hold?
Officer Ward, whose brother Eamon was one of the lost men, retired soon thereafter and turned his attentions to investigating living spaces for safety conditions. He challenged many proprietors in the courts to improve conditions, including Rupert Dean, the owner of the initial tenement in which Eamon Ward died. Once the fire took, it spread rapidly. Fire teams were deployed swiftly, but they could do little to fight back the flames. The fire was eventually stopped by the reliable Irish rain, but not before 23 lives were lost, including 2 firemen. This is reporting on the Sheriff Street fire. The tenements were overcrowded and under-maintained. The landlord, one Rupert Dean, was living in London and willfully ignorant of their status. Why does Mrs. Joyce have this? After leading a number of investigations on this front, he has gained a reputation as a working man's champion. It's dated the 5th of March, 18th. That's around the time of a newspaper from back home. Someone here was looking into me. The missing money. Did someone on the staff hire me to find Miss Dean?
Well, that'd be myself, Mr. Ward.
Mrs. Joyce?
I was starting to worry you wouldn't figure it out, Detective. Now come out of there, would you?
You're the one who hired.
I'm glad my faith in you wasn't misplaced, sir.
She says to the guy snooping around her room.
Devani and her wretched Séance were bound to get someone hurt sooner or later. Without the means to look into what happened to the girl myself, there's not much I can do. But it's not right, sir, for no one to do anything at all. I can't do much myself, you know, but I can get the staff to help you. They're a bit strange in their own ways, but none of them would do a thing like this. Come with me, sir. We'll talk to them. I knew he would find out. He's not just anybody, you know. They write about him in the papers.
Might have told us earlier you'd have someone poking around here.
Well, it's done now. And it's better that we have someone to look for the Dean girl. It's always been eerie around here. I don't like the idea of someone lost about the place.
Quite right. Which is why I have us Mr. Ward here. Someone at this event must be responsible for whatever's happened to Miss Dean. So we'd all best be helpful to him.
Look, at the ball last night, another guess was taken. I gave chase through some catacombs, but I lost him in the hedge maze. Mr. O'Finn's kidnapper is likely the same person responsible for Miss Dean's disappearance. They must have a good knowledge of the house and its grounds. So who else other than yourselves would know the grounds that well?
There can't be many. Only the Marquess and the young master know the place. But the master likes to keep it to himself. We haven't seen him for a long time.
He doesn't leave his room. Not after the accident.
What?
And there is nobody else.
Are they No, they are not aware that they are speaking as one on this subject.
See.
Fact of the matter is, sir, and I won't say anything much about it, as I don't want to speak ill of the Marquis or the Master, but you ought to go and take a look around the private residence, considering it all. It'd be where I'd start. You won't be able to get in without the proper key, though. And the Marquess has the only copy. He intends to hand it to me before the silent dinner so I can bring the young master his meal. Once I've done that, I'll pass it to you. Go to the silent dinner at 8 p.m. That's where I'll get it to you. You will need to act fast to be done by the séance at night.
Thank you, Mrs. Joyce. I will.
Well, that was creepy. Something strange has affected the staff, and now they're speaking unison when asked about the Blake family.
It seems like the staff are in some kind of half-trance. They seem compos mentis until interrogated by the Blake family, at which time they have a shared, almost catatonic stock response. What does this episode teach me?
The Blakes are being framed?
That can't be confirmed based...
Since the housekeeper hired me, that rules her out. Why they're speaking in unison means either all the staff are involved or none of them are. As if fake. They all had to be faking it.
And so if she is ruled out, they all must be. I have picked up another fact about the culprit. I wonder if there's anyone I could... And if not...
I have learned that Miss Joyce hired me and that the staff are not involved in Miss Dean's appearance. Not many left. I do need to confront him.
Mr. Ward.
Your goal is to bind Miss Dean to protect Miss McLeod from harm.
That's about it. This whole event is bad news. The Dean woman is worse. There's nothing I wouldn't do for Ivy, you know. A spell to keep her safe is nothing at all. And it's not like it'll do Miss Dean any harm. I've no interest in that. Not once Ivy is fine and well. But there's only so much I can do. If you're looking into everyone's business, look, you make sure Ivy is safe again and I'll break my charm. You have my word. Just make sure whatever effect is being put on Ivy is lifted. If Miss Dean has bound Ivy's vision in some way, then she'll have to have put the components for it somewhere. I took this key from her one day. It looks like it belongs to the Manor, but I don't recognize it. Might it unlock something in those catacombs? You'll have better luck than me, I'd wager.
Sir?
Saoirse Murphy's goal is to cook. Is to learn... Wait. Is to plot with... To learn about her child now that Miss Dean can't help? No. Yeah, that's it.
Miss Murphy is looking for a means to learn her child is okay. Miss Dean was teaching her magic to that end. But now that she is missing, Miss Murphy is turning to the priest for help. I should find and confront her about this.
Sir?
Your goal is to talk with Father Sinat to learn about your child now that Miss Dean can't help.
Oh, Lord. You know. You know about my little girl. You know I was learning magic so I could see her. Oh, Mrs. Joyce was right, wasn't she? Oh, when she found out, she...
Miss, it's all right. You're not in any trouble. Not at all. Miss Dean was teaching you, wasn't she?
I thought we were doing so well. And then she just left. I can't do anything without her. With her gone, I thought Father Sinnott might know something about my daughter. Or he might know someone who does, but I can't ask. I've tried. I can't make myself do it. I can't say the words. What if he says no? I don't know what I'd do then. I just want to know she's all right.
If you'd like, I can ask him for you.
You would do that? You have no idea what that would mean to me.
I can certainly see about it, miss.
Thank you. Oh, thank you, sir. Here, in case this helps, a picture of my girl. Thank you. Please, don't lose it, sir. It's all I really have of her.
I won't. I promise.
Back to the catacombs I go. Don't know the best way to get there. Been so long since I got the quest to help Dupree, and I still haven't made any progress with that. I have no clue how to. Oh, you're back. Somebody close to the goddess, I guess, but like I can't really even ask anybody about that. Go this way first. Talk to the priest, who's not here anymore. Cool. Oh, he's in the library. Okay. Well, probably that door with the strange symbol. Where was that at? Over here. No look, of course, locked. I guess not. Perhaps another door? Oh. You did give it to me, right? Yes. It really seems like it should be... Oh. Mr. Hunter Keys opened this cell, but what was Miss Dean doing down here? If there's anything to be found here, I don't see it. Am I missing something? Perhaps I return here when I have more information. What? So confused. Did I really not use the key on this one? Hmm. Also, what information do I need? Probably from the priest? Hopefully he can, like, give me more information on what he's doing. Maybe there's something in Ivy's room to help her. Yeah, I don't think I could have progressed before this point, but also I'm starting to feel a little bit of panic.
Yes.
Father, I was wondering if I might ask you something. I couldn't tell you without knowing what it is you would ask of me. The cook, Miss Murphy, has a little girl who was taken into custody by Magdalene Laundry shortly after her birth. She is anxious for news of her. I said I would ask on her behalf. There is so much suffering in this life, is there not? Why is it that God allows a child to be taken from her mother? Is that bond not God's plan? Is it not sacred? What agents of the divine are we that we would do something so vile? Are we agents of the divine at all? What would you ask is outside of my power or influence, at least as you would ask it. I would end her suffering, all suffering, in my own way, but that is no use to her here, now. No, I'm sorry to say that she will not see that child again by conventional means, Mr. Ward. But we are surrounded by unconventional people, are we not? Maybe one of them has a way to see what cannot normally be seen. Now go with God and help that poor girl. Yep.
I'll take my leave, Father.
Go with...
I'm going to Fia Callahan. No offense to Miss Montavani. I want to check. It's Ivy's room. Miss McLeod's room. Of course there is. Still haven't found the poison I need. Nope, not that way. Well, oh,